Good morning, everybody. I don't think I'll ever get tired of saying that, just so you know. We had a little bit of a rain last night / yesterday. It was just like really overcast and dreary, and it never really like rained. I think we got like 1500s in total, but it was enough to make the roads really soggy. So everything's really torn up because we have a road grader going through and fixing the roads. It's a really heavily trafficked area, and so trucks and tractors and cars are just like constantly driving over it. And so with the moisture yesterday, it's nice to have a road grader out here to fix it. We're starting the filming off in the pickup just for the sake of you being able to hear me. The engine is running right now and it's pumping water, so it's just like really loud out there. So I figured we'd just start off in here so I could explain a little bit of what's going on. I would just like to say, I understand why people who drive Dodges or Rams have their tow mirrors out all the time. I used to be like, not a hater, but if we'd be going down the road and they weren't pulling a trailer, I'd be like, oh, come on, really? Like, who do you think you are? But I get it. You have to, when you put them up, you have to completely readjust that mirror to be able to see anything. And then when you put it back down again, you have to readjust it. So I don't know, I pulled a trailer this weekend and I guess I just haven't really put them down. I don't hate it. Anyways, this well motor, this is the famous scene where I filmed the introduction to me, my first like YouTube video that I made saying who I was and what I was going to do with this YouTube channel. This is the first field I ever rented. It's seed corn this year, that's why it looks kind of funky. But this engine has given me nothing but problems this year. Dad left and he left for a week. This was a few weeks ago, and I just had to keep pivots running, whatever. And I got everything running, everything fine, except this one. I spent hours out here. I mean, like, I was like, there's plenty of oil. The natural gas line is hooked up. Battery after battery after battery. I just could not get it. I even had Grant out here, my husband, and he's a lot more mechanically inclined than I am. So I thought, my goodness, for sure he can figure it out. Nothing. So Dad came home and I'm like, Dad, I am so sorry. I just could not figure this out. And he's had the same struggles as me. So we finally had someone come out and take a look at it. And apparently there was like some wires that had been crossed, and it needed a new distributor, a new like spark plug caps, and like, I don't know, a whole bunch of things. But what's super awesome is that while he was out here fixing it, he just went ahead and started it for us, which makes me so happy. So I just have to adjust a few things on the computer to get it running in the direction that I'd like it to be, and we will be set. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so do you see how all this dirt is dug up around here? It's because, do you see? All right, so there's the engine, then there's the well that the engine is pumping, and then there's the pipe there that goes underground, and then out to the pivot center point out there, and then the water pumps all through the pivot. Anyways, once we finally got this started a few weeks ago, or a week ago, or I don't know, time doesn't mean anything anymore, the pipe blew up under here. So water was just like going everywhere. So we had to have somebody out, and we dug all this up, replaced we got all new pipe, everything. Then the engine wouldn't start again. So it's been very frustrating, but we're finally to a point where everything's running and everything's working. So I feel a lot of relief right now, is what I'm trying to say. have the pivot going. This pivot waters in like a half moon shape, like, you know, like 180 degrees, and it was stopped right in the middle. So what I'm gonna have it do is go forward at like a half inch. So it puts on a half inch of water, and then when it hits this stop here, then it'll auto reverse and it'll put on another half inch. And then when it gets to here, I'll change it to an inch, and then it'll water an inch. And then I can turn it back, and essentially, eventually we'll get on an inch of water everywhere that this pivot waters. Now we're looking at the pivot that waters the other windshield wipe in this field, and it's on, so that's good. And again, is getting those spots where the pivot doesn't go. Seed corn is looking good, and then my isolation beans here are looking great as well. We will be destroying this before you know. I mean, we'll be destroying the male rows. I think this week is going to be the week that I get to hop in the destroyer. And if you're confused or curious, you're just gonna have to watch that video. Okay, the next pivot I'm looking at is way down there. Do you see it? But I wanted to point out, do you see the like line of yellow tassels and then the not so yellow tassels? So the pivot point was the dividing line. I'm pretty sure we like ran out of this hybrid, so we started planting this hybrid. Just like a different number or a different maturity date, but the difference is so stark. That line right down the middle to the center point. It's crazy. This corn is getting so tall. Let me show you. I'm pretty average height, okay? The ears of corn are at my head. I cannot jump and get to the tops. Like, not even close. So pretty. I grabbed a piece of corn so we can look at it together. All right. It's ironic that I'm wearing a Cornhusker shirt here. So just take it at the top, pull it down like this. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is, here it is. Here. Ta-da! Looks pretty good. So we're going to count the kernels from top to bottom, and then we're going to count the kernels around. Okay. I'll come back to you with results. This, I was going to say, is going to be, would have been a huge ear of corn. It is 18 around and 42 up and down. That's gonna fill out, hopefully, if it got good pollination. This would have filled out to be a massive ear of corn. That's awesome. That's really good. Good job, Dad. This is one of Dad's fields. We'll leave that there for some raccoon to enjoy. Here's a little pro tip for everybody. Don't prop your Yeti cup up on your tire to film a video on and then walk away from it. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, the cup is absolutely trashed. No way. Somehow the lid is good. Okay, well, man, I'm so upset. I just bought this too. The cups don't stand up to Ram trucks, but apparently the lids and straws do. Goodness. You think I could turn this in for like a warranty or something? Oh my goodness. So it is that time of year. In fact, a year ago exactly today, we were doing this same job. So we must be on the right track this year, I guess. Everybody remember this guy? It's time to grind bales. Oh yeah, man. So what's crazy to me is that I have filmed the same video. Now this will be the third year in a row. I remember so vividly filming this video for the first time 2 years ago and then for the second time last year, and I just can't believe it's that time of year again already. So we bring in this giant bale grinder and we have a huge stack of bales over in that corner, and we take the net wrapping off. He picks them up, drops them in the grinder, and shoots them into our bunk. We are making feed for our cows to eat this winter. So before I get to work and get entirely too busy to film anything, Dad is in the loader, picks up the bales, drops them off for Ethan and I. Ethan and I cut all the net wrap off, pull it off, put it into a pile, and then he has his claw arm and he grabs the bales that have been unnet wrapped, puts them in the grinder, grinds them up, shoots them out. It's a really cool process, but I think it's time for me to get to work. Like a quarter of the way done. Now Dad is in the skid steer and he's just making piles from all the stuff that fell out off the bales when we took the net wrap off, and making nice big piles so that he can reach down, scoop it in, and we'll get every last bit. The cows will eat this, and then we will also chop silage and put that on top of this, and then we'll mix in some DDGs, but we'll chop the corn later and we'll mix in the DDGs closer to when the cows are actually back home. Right now they're still out on grass enjoying wide open spaces.
And just like that, we are done.
Okay, last job of the day is before we can hook up the destroyer blades onto the sprayer, which is what I'm in right now, we have to rinse out the sprayer tank which Ethan and I just did with Dawn dish soap and fresh water. So we got the tank all rinsed out, but now I have soap and water mixture in the tank behind me, and we have to unfold the booms. I've got that one kind of out, so that I can start the pumps and spray the soapy water through everything, because we're going to have to take the booms off and then set them down on the ground on their stands, and then use the 4-point hook onto the destroyer blades. However, apparently these switches are not working. I am trying to get this one to work because this boom folded out, but this one will not. So I'm taking off this cover so I can hopefully get to the wires under there and get this boom out. We'll see. I am literally using a pair of scissors to take these screws out, but it's working. I bet you didn't know I was a part-time. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, you would not believe this, but I held in the wires and like moved them around while I moved the switch, and it worked. So I got the boom out, and it kind of looks like rain is rolling in, which I really hope for. So I'm just pressing this button on the side here, and it's lowering the boom down. Okay, there we go. Is that, get down a little bit further? Okay, Now I'm gonna turn on the master, or wait, yeah, okay, yes. I think I need this to run the, okay, yeah. There we go, the master switch, and then I'm gonna turn on the pumps. We'll see if this works. I don't know if you can tell, but Dad usually does the spraying. So I do all the destroying, and I'm familiar with that part when we have a different attachment on, but Dad usually does this. So this is kind of a learning experience for me. And I did it. I literally had to wiggle the wire, like wiggle the connection and wiggle the switch at the exact same time, but we got it. And I would not be surprised if we got rain tonight. Grant called and said he was getting hit. Oh, I just felt a raindrop. Look at that. So for me and my broken cup, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Guess what, Grant?
It's raining.
It's raining. I just want to share. I know I technically ended the video, but guess what, everybody? We're getting rain. I knew it was gonna rain. Didn't I tell you?
Man, the flies are biting my ankles like crazy, and I was like,
That is a sign.
why? I was like, it surely is not gonna rain.
And
But-
look at it now. We have already gotten an inch, and it is still coming, and there's a few more waves that are supposed to come. I think it's supposed to rain well into the night, so that makes for happy campers for us. Happy
And
farmers.
Super happy about
Tell me what you're happy about, Grant.
this cab. My
Get-
goodness, like I could not drive a pickup out here.
All we're
There's no
saying
way.
is Grant says a big old thank you to Polaris.
I
I haven't gotten this out to my farm yet. He's completely stolen it from me. I barely gotten to drive it. The man loves it.
have put 493 miles on it.
And we've had it for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. But like I use it like look at the back. Look at that.
It's being put to good
I
use.
changed the oil in 15 engines today out of this thing.
Wow. And guess what? We're able to go on a little muddy, rainy adventure together. And we're completely dry and happy. Whoa! Don't put it sideways. Anyways, great ending to a video. Grant says hi, everybody. It's been a real good day.
I'm working too hard to make videos.
That's okay. We forgive you. Ooh, quick update. We sold the Jeep. So
The Jeep is sold.
the Jeep is sold. So I'm sorry for everyone who were commenting and wanted more information. We sold it to someone local, and it's
literally got sold like hours before the video went up. So if you send an email, sorry, it's gone. I should probably should post it for more, but
it went to a very loving home somewhere close by.
have a good life. But I don't know. So I haven't. The military truck is for sale. I've been looking at new ones.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, this is the first I've heard about
Anyway,
that.
So if you really are interested in the military truck, send her an email.
Yeah, I've got a business email. It says business inquiries only, but we'll say military truck sales count as business inquiries. So if you're seriously interested in the military truck, email me, and we'll see if we can make a deal. Make Grant an offer. All right, that's all for today's video. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
It's getting really windy out here, and there's hail, so that's not good, but hopefully not enough to damage anything, but it keeps getting worse. Literally driving through 2-foot deep water. I put so much effort into going to start those pivots today, all for nothing. But that's alright. The corn is pretty beat up now. I mean, it's still okay, but it's definitely got some damage. Look at this water. Like, earlier today, this was dust. Huge. And now I'm just throwing water. Oh my goodness. What am I doing out here? I realized this is not the responsible thing to do. I should have just stayed inside until this was over, but I wanted to go shut off the pivots to save a little natural gas. Probably should just left them run. Get the water in the bed. Like, that's just from driving around. Like, the bed has holes in it for it to flow out. It's just how hard it's raining. Got so much rain, there's water over the road. Look at this. shut off this motor. Just like that. Oh, it's wet out there. Just getting dumped on.
I felt like I had to do a morning update with the glowing bright sun. I got to sleep in this morning because all the pivots are shut off, because between Grant's farm and my farm, we got anywhere from 1.5 inches to almost 4 inches of rain, which is just wild. So we're incredibly thankful and ready to enjoy some time without pivots running. Okay. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.